Hello, everyone. Welcome to AVID Perception Podcast. We got your host, Dash, RAMIZ, one of our co-hosts, and our in and out co-host, Mahmoud.
That's one way of saying it.
How you guys doing?
Good. How are you, man?
Amazing. You've been trying to escape the devil lately?
Yeah, trying.
I tried to invite him in once, but he didn't.
He didn't get it. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's okay. He refused your invitation.
Yeah, honestly,
Declined.
You know what?
Yeah.
He's pretty
He
toxic.
said maybe
anyways.
on Facebook, so
maybe I'll be there. Like, you know what? Just after 12, it's my time, and like kind of like
Yeah.
Facebook will
business
be
hours.
Yeah, business. The underground shift.
Yeah,
That's pretty unfortunate. He has a lot of clients.
Yeah.
supposedly.
Yeah,
Supposedly.
the night crowd.
Yeah,
That's the devil. Yeah,
crazy people.
worshippers.
Yeah.
Ooh. How you guys doing? So we're actually trying to review a book that we read, and we think that a lot of people gonna share or like get a lot of benefit from it. Of course, there's a lot of people too who summarized it, but we're trying to do our part. Maybe we can add something different. We're actually trying to add if we can apply that to ourselves, and then Ramiz gonna take the lead on this one because he's a kind of low-key, like still unbranded podcaster or radio show host. He's amazing at preparing stuff and topics and stuff like that. So go ahead, Mr. Ramiz, lead us on.
Yeah, definitely. We're at the first one, please.
The first point.
So the first topic is a brief summary of the Devil's Advocate.
Yeah, so basically, when you look at this book, when you're reading it, you'll notice that it's written as a podcast format.
Mm-hmm.
It's written as a host that we don't know who he is, but he's interviewing the devil and just learning about his secrets, about how he works, how he does certain things. And supposedly, he even got the devil to open up about how to escape his doom, essentially.
Mm-hmm.
How to get away from certain things. And yeah, the book it's very interesting. It approaches in a way where the devil is like he's not a person, but it makes it feel like he's a person who anyone can interact with. In the book, he says he's not a person. He's not even like, the ponytail pitchfork person that people often
his
think of.
energy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's just like a sort of, he's just like an entity, right?
Negative energy.
Yeah, essentially. And like the way the book like kind of like talks with them, he just sounds like an average kind of person who, obviously the person's writing it as just like regularly he's talking with like, it's just standard talk, but it's a very strange approach, which I do actually appreciate because I've never actually heard of it like this before.
Yeah, they're definitely like a lot more. How do you say? There are a lot more.
Put the mic lower a little bit.
There are a lot more forms where like people just have the devil in the cartoony way, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's red. He has the pitchforks, and he's like obviously a cartoony villain, but the way you describe it is like it's just like your average. From what I'm getting from it, is like a corrupt person, pretty much, like just showing their cards.
Not exactly corrupt. It's more like he knows exactly what he wants, and he knows exactly how to get it. It's like a corporation, for instance. They know exactly how to do things. They just need people to do them for him, and then he just goes out, finds people, and he do it. Essentially.
Right.
And he have tricks for that, yeah.
Very lot of tricks.
All right. That's beautiful. So we recognize that the devil is kind of like a negative energy or an entity that is in all of us.
Yeah.
And once you would get in that direction, or once you would get pulled into the direction of negative or evil or harm or ill thought for other human beings, or in general, or anger or revenge, or any of that like kind of physical, dark, dense energy kind of frequency that you want to go for, it is pretty much coming up from the devil. That's an amazing point. Okay.
Yeah,
Lead us
precisely.
on, yeah.
Go on, continue, please.
All right. So the second topic is how
Talk
the
to the
book was
mic,
written. I'm sorry. How the book was written as an interview.
Oh,
So
This-
yeah, the my take on it from how the book was written. At first, when I was hearing it, it kind of, because when you read a book, you expect like adventure, action, things to happen. Essentially, this is just a one-on-one conversation with the devil, essentially. And at first, when you go into it, it's a little confusing. It's like, well, I mean, this is not exactly how I picture a devil. Just have a conversation with him. But as you go on, essentially the podcaster, the interviewer, is forcing the devil to open up and explain certain things that his little trickery secrets that he's using to trick the all of mankind, essentially. And you can also it makes the devil sound like he has a bit of a humane aspect to it, to him, because he resists. He's like, I beg of you, like, for instance, one of his quotes is, I beg of you, please don't let me open up to my trickery. And that kind of, it's very interesting approach, because it makes it sound like that the devil has weaknesses, as if like not weaknesses as if like we could defeat the devil, but essentially we can get a devil out of ourselves. You know, like with these, like he's basically saying that if you like the stuff he discusses that can like avoid the devil, you can essentially use it to actually escape the devil. And to me, it's very interesting, because I guess growing up, you would think the devil is almost secondary God, you know, like they're just like, there's no way of defeating the devil.
Yeah, it's like an evil god, right? Pretty much.
Yeah, that's how a lot of people like portray him as. But I mean,
he's not though.
He's not. Yeah, I personally believe that devil is like obviously below God. You know,
He's so weak. Also,
of course, very weak.
Yeah. Very below God, actually. I mean, to be honest, the reason why the devil's in the position that he's in was mostly because of God. It's like, it's a test, actually.
And actually mostly because of humans.
Exactly. Yeah.
Because they're following after the lust or animal part, or like, you know, going
Adam
for
and
like
Eve
pleasure.
was
Yeah, pretty much.
Blame,
Yeah, exactly.
I see devil as, for instance, when you get a cold, you're just sick, but you don't have essential, like a main virus yet. But when you get a cold, you're opened up to viruses here and there.
Okay.
And that's how a devil attacks. He sees someone gets weak by maybe looking at something he shouldn't have, or going to a place he shouldn't be at. And then the devil's like, oh, this is a potential candidate to, you know, to overtake. And he attacks there, and then the person starts like, you know, either he resists or he starts like going into temptations, and from there it basically defies his fate of if he's gonna follow devil or not.
So the vulnerability would invite and weaknesses, and like straying away from the good path of your like potential would invite the devil in.
So I guess he's more of a temptation.
Opportunist,
Yeah. And I have to say, like, we live in a society where
yeah,
literally there's people out there saying devil worshippers. They're worshiping the bad things. And like, it's, to me, like growing up in like, you know, like a high standards family, always making sure we do good things here and there. When I hear that, it's like, what's mentally wrong with you? How are you literally begging to be taken over? You know?
yeah.
But I mean,
Wow.
obviously they probably had a bad past or something where they just
It's all trauma, unfortunately.
Yeah,
They probably think like you know, some sort of good that you do means weakness. You know, there are some people who do think that I'm way too nice, or something like that.
That's why we're talking about this,
Right.
because being nice is identified as being weak,
exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
which is the other way around.
Sad.
It's
You
not
know?
the case. In fact, it's pretty much the opposite. In my
Yeah, because ego is the devil. Ego would never want to settle. Ego always want to win. So you going out of your way to be kind and nice and accepting of others.
Mhm.
You know, people look at you as weak. It's like,
Yeah.
okay,
Yeah,
Exactly.
the devil has their grasp so hard that
they don't
He's telling
even
these
think
people-
straight. Yeah.
he's telling his people, boo at him who thinks that doing good is good, is
Mhm.
better for the mankind.
Yep.
Like boo at him for trying to help others when you should be. Oh, they're poor for a reason. They failed at life. Why are you trying to help them up or something?
Mhm.
Like it's just. It's
Yeah, I
so
get that
sad.
a lot too. It's like when you're trying to help like a homeless people,
Mhm.
like 9 out of 10 would be like, "You're just gonna go and get drugs." It's like,
Exactly.
dude, that's not your job,
Yeah.
man.
Mhm.
That is not your job. You're doing good for the good of it. You're helping him.
And not just helping him, you're helping yourself.
Exactly, because
Yeah.
the energy flows. Yeah,
Mhm.
beautiful, beautifully said, Ramiz. The energy flows once you give love, once you love yourself first, and then once you start to give love, you're gonna receive folds and folds of love. So yes,
Yeah.
you can help that, like that homeless, thinking like, oh my God, maybe he's gonna not really get food. He's gonna like waste this money trying to get
Yeah.
whatever kind of substance or alcohol or whatever. But at the end of the day, that is not your job. You're just
Mhm.
helping, you
Yeah,
know, and you see people doing the same thing to you. You don't even owe them anything. You don't even know them. All around, people are nicer and calmer to you. Why? Because you're always giving love. You're not resentment. You're
Yeah,
not angry. You're not hateful. You're not like
Yeah, there's-
against anyone. You know,
Yeah,
you're
there's
just
no bad energy.
accepting. Exactly.
Exactly.
There is no bad energy. I'm not here to win. To win in what? You know, I'm here to give
True.
love, experience, share values. And some people it take him a long time. I myself admit that I was faulty at that for not understanding that the ego part and coming out of anger and coming out of like, oh, I'm the dominant, I'm like the whatever. That was the wrong mentality though.
That was the devil in you.
Yeah,
basically.
the devil.
Yeah, I mean, essentially.
I was not possessed. I just want to say.
Yeah, no. Like,
Disclaimer: we were not
I
possessed.
am
No,
not possessed.
no. Also, being possessed doesn't mean that you're being controlled.
Yes.
You're just showing temptations.
Exactly.
And then you essentially I
beautifully
want to,
said.
like
Follow
the
through,
mentality,
yeah.
like the mentality. Like for instance, if you show a kid some candy, and if you say you can have this candy now, or tomorrow I'll bring you a bag full of candy. Obviously, because it's right there, the kid's gonna go for the candy. He doesn't think about the future or how to better himself in the future. He just wants to go for what's good right now. And same for these temptations, it's right there in front of us, so we're gonna go for it. But we know, like mentally, like in our heads, if we do this, it's gonna ruin us in the future.
Right.
But we see like it looks so good, like that Taco Bell looks so amazing, like that person looks so nice, stuff like that.
Okay.
Yeah,
I can relate on that Taco Bell. It just hit a soft spot over here, man. I was like,
I'm there too. I'm there too. honestly.
we're all there
We're all
sometime.
there, yeah.
But as far as we know, the Taco Bell is not associated with the devil. Or just-
Well, sometimes it is though.
Yeah.
It's the best like hangover food. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. Okay, next topic.
Next topic, please. Sorry.
So the third topic is going to be how your friends could be drifters without you knowing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, exactly. So if you haven't read the book, Drifter is basically someone who is falling under the devil's persuasion. He's basically doing the wrong things, just going with the flow, enjoying life with these temptations, and just not giving, not caring at all, like the outcome. And so a drifter, your friends can be drifters as like, for instance, maybe a colleague, for instance. At the end of the day, your colleague comes to you, hey, a new club opened up. Like they have such great drinks. They have all this stuff, so many like alcohols here and there. Let's go have some fun, whatever.
Yep.
And like,
Yep.
you could just easily, you could say, no, it's okay. I got to get home, whatever, or something. But you don't realize your friend's struggling. Your friend is a drifter, essentially. He's just, enjoying what's in front of him and not trying to better his future,
Unfortunately, yeah, and it's sad to see that because like I told you, like there was a couple of guys that we met on like Saturday morning, and we worked out at like 7 a.m. And after that they like had like a party later and stuff. And I was like, dude, I went to bed. And I woke up the next day. It's like, where were you? Well, do not disturb. And I was asleep, honestly. I didn't lie. So the second day, they're doing the same thing in the morning. There was like this event, and they're going also like the hangover, all going to get drunk. I was like, damn, God is so blissful that, or like in general, when you're like on your path or like on your goal, or like you're not paying attention to any of that. So even when they try to come, you're just showing love,
Yeah.
like working out, let's go work out. But other than that, like I'm not there because I'm either sleeping or working on something, or they stop to. It's not even that I'm pushing them. It's just like we don't even go around the same realm
Yeah,
anymore. And that's pretty interesting because that was like for me a struggle, because I wasn't in path of anything. I was lost, waiting for my license. I don't know what to do. And I directed all the all that energy. And I directed all that energy. I got water, yeah. And I directed all that energy on like, okay, so
Yeah, I mean,
So-
just to,
go ahead, yeah.
I just want to jump on your point. Yeah, like when you're on the path to righteousness, honestly speaking, the devil's persuasions are just
Harder.
they're harder to manipulate you
Mhm.
because you're so invested in becoming a better person that when
Mhm.
like someone comes to you and says, "Hey, there's a party down the street, like a lot of good-looking people are gonna be there and drinks and whatever,"
That's exactly what they say.
you're just gonna say like, "Who cares? Like, I don't care about that."
Yeah, they don't
How is
understand that. Yeah.
Are they gonna help me like open up a business and help me with like
It's like,
financial stuff? Or
what are we celebrating, dude?
Yeah.
Like, man,
You
do we
just-
have a couple of $1,000,000 each of us in the bank? It's like,
Yeah.
then why are we getting wasted every weekend?
Yeah,
It's
they're-
like, dude, come on. And they're coming to the gym because like they're getting weight. It's like, dude, stop doing this stuff. Stop living this lifestyle.
Maybe they're getting they're getting drunk for charity. You never know.
I mean,
I mean, whatever.
sure, but I mean, it's not helping you.
Yeah,
So
exactly,
yeah,
exactly. It's just an excuse at that point.
yeah. Next one, please.
Yes.
So the fourth topic is going to be how we can help friends and family from the devil. Pretty much.
Yeah, so
Beautiful.
close people to us who are
Mhm.
affected. Honestly, I've in the past, I mean, still today, there's a lot of people that I'm very close to, who are falling under the devil's trickery.
Mm-hmm.
And because I grew up, like I said, in a very righteous household where
Yeah,
I
that's
was
correct.
taught to, be very kind and everything. When I see it, to me, I'm always so upset. Like, how are you falling into these easy, avoidable things? But then again, I gotta understand that like these people, they grew up different ways. So, for instance, just give me an example. I have a buddy who he loves doing one night stands. He does it. It's true. He does it at least like
It's a pretty detailed.
I'm not gonna get in detail, but basically, yeah, he does that, and it occurs so often.
Look at Mahmoud.
It's
What
some
about
way-
me?
It's some way. I mean, in a way.
Are you jealous of his bad buddy? Is that what's going on?
Yeah,
I'm
Mahmoud's a
just
buddy.
saying, I'm just-
I'm just like, damn, this dude,
Well,
he
he's
enjoys
exposing-
one night stand.
He's exposing me right here.
It's just
really,
like,
on the
what
show?
kind of-
Yeah, I have to.
Come
No,
on,
but
bro.
You got to
that-
change.
that guy is getting a lot of exercise. To be fair,
No, but yeah, so I've known this guy for probably like 9-10 years, and just seeing this, and he also encourages me like, bro, it's so easy, just go out and find someone, and it really
It is,
disgusts
yeah,
me.
it is.
It disgusts me, like,
Yeah.
why?
Why?
It's so easy, but what's the purpose?
It's the purpose is pleasure, man. It's the most
Pleasure,
intense
exactly.
pleasure, which is like sleeping with someone, which is actually so intense that this is the reason why we humans are still here, because if that one lead to like pregnancy and stuff like that. Now, of course, they have like the beautiful, hookup culture.
Marriage,
No, but chill out. Hookup culture, and also they have birth control. So now it's like there's no repercussions.
Yeah.
Correct, but they don't understand that most people who do that, you're like literally sleeping with a public toilet because this person has a body count of 500 to 1,000. It's just insane,
Disgusting.
insane.
Yeah.
And it's like, dude, this is my
and
partner. It's
Yeah.
like slept with 2,000 people before. It's like, okay, that's good for you, bro. you
no,
know?
yeah,
Or girl, or
and
whatever.
like that doesn't even bring you happiness after, not even the next day, really. It's just like a thing that satisfies you
It's
at
a
the
fleeting,
moment.
a fleeting pleasure. Yeah, correct.
Exactly.
Yeah, because after that you have regret. You know, they call it after not clarity.
Yeah.
You know, it's like,
And-
shit, what did I do? Like, you know,
And hopefully not.
as
but-
like, imagine if like the dude like she wasn't on birth control or she had some STD or shit. It was like,
Exactly.
oh
Yeah.
gosh. Then you live that repercussion for like
But-
18 to 20 years. Go ahead.
But even then,
Sorry.
okay,
Yeah, but
let's
that's not the
say
point. Yeah, without repercussion.
the reason why this is like one of the extreme examples is because let's say you get yourself clean, like you stop doing this, you decide to settle down, find someone, and let's say you find a girl you want to settle down with. She's gonna, it's gonna come to light eventually that your past of what you did in the past, and she can be accepting, but also she could say like, how could I sleep with, like you said, a public toilet? How could I marry someone like that? You know,
I agree. I 100% down with you on that. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it goes to men and women, by
like
the way.
like I personally kept myself clean for these many years just to marry someone who has not cared for my
Yeah,
life.
disgusting. Yeah,
You know?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So there's a huge like
Of course, yeah.
it's so bad.
Yeah, your
Yeah.
past could definitely catch up with you. And like it could honestly take away something that you tried. You tried to make yourself better, but because of your past, it could actually be taken away from you just as easily.
Yeah,
So that's
and
the sad
getting
part.
back onto a topic of how to help these people.
Mm-hmm.
It's honestly it can be very challenging because
They don't want to
maybe
listen, yeah.
maybe it could be someone you look up to usually, for
Oh. something,
and then but like because like you're saying, hey, by the way, I want you to change. They're gonna say, who are you to tell me? You look up to me or something. So that can be challenging. But I mean, I guess one way that can actually help is I guess exposure. Like for instance. Someone's into drugs. If you're able to show them what drugs can do to you, like your lungs, your body, your mind, everything, it shows that they can corrupt them like for lifetime. There's literally no recovery from that. Maybe it will break them and say, okay, yeah, I understand now. I'm not gonna do that anymore.
So I think on that point, especially because I love psychology, so most people who do that stuff that is harmful to them is either there's some reason behind that, man. It's just some frustration, some potential in them that they couldn't do. They feel like obliged or like suffocated or like had a trauma or something. So the reason is not what it does, because they know what it does very good. The reason is like, why? Why are you doing this?
Yeah.
It's just stressful. Oh, okay, let's talk. The world is stressful. Let's talk. Why are you stressed about?
Yeah.
Why are you worried about tomorrow? Are you doing everything you can right now? No. So let's start right now, bro. That's
Exactly.
it.
Yeah.
That's it. It's people not living in the moment. And that's also part of the devil, of talking and thinking negatively about the future and the past. Not learning and living in that beautiful future that you want to fulfill. It's not having this repercussion of going through the same thing over and over and over and not learning your lesson. Why keep repeating? Because you haven't changed. The world doesn't change around you unless you change.
Right.
Really, nobody's coming to save you. Like, this is your own path, So when you panic and go to like this kind of bad habits that we're talking about, just because it's hiding or it's numbing the real reason. What is the real reason? I can't sit down by myself, right? Like, I'll relax or meditate. Why? Because I feel like shit. Why do you feel like shit? Because you're not following your true potential. It's right there in front of you.
Right.
But they can ask that question to themselves. What do you really want? What is your potential? What do you want to do? Okay, shitty situation. So what? People been through worse. What are you gonna do? What do you want to do? Does it mean like you ruin your life on like drugs and whatever and smoking and whatever? Does it really mean that? Is that really an optimal solution? Are you gonna be happy when you have like cancer? What is the point of this?
That's the thing. They usually when people they have stress on their mind, they fall into depression.
Yeah, and that leads to diseases, 100%. Yeah.
And in depression, they usually think that there's no hope for them, so they might as well get everything out right now. They'll smoke or they'll do drugs, whatever, just to make themselves
Overdose,
feel better.
which is
Exactly. There's so many people out there who just overdose because they believe that there's no point of living anymore.
Yeah.
There's no purpose in life anymore
correct.
for them.
I'm not saying depression is like not a
Yeah, of
psychological
course.
state, but
Yeah.
also I'm saying that doesn't mean you can give up on your whole life. It doesn't mean like the first step is love yourself. You're depressed, like 99%, and I'm not guessing. I'm just throwing that out there. Could be right, could be wrong, but I know for a lot of people that I met in my life that they were depressed because they don't love themselves first.
Mm-hmm.
They were taking their value from other people. They were taking their like their status, their you know the what is the position for them in the society from other people. You know, people are always alienating them, think there's something wrong with them. It's like, no, dude, that's actually mean you're more special. Have you seen any prophet or hero story? It's like they're always alone, and then the people follow them. It's not the other way around.
Exactly.
Yeah, so it's you can look at any situation like we're saying from the negative perspective of the devil, which gonna throw you into that dilemma of depression. Oh my God, I'm alone, which is also a big lie because you're never alone.
Mm-hmm.
None of us are never alone.
There's probably like a lot of people that's been through the same thing.
Exactly. Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
Yes, it's a shared, suffering. You're not the only one that went through this. There's like thousands of people went through the exact same situation. And we're all connected. Like the part that you think you're alone, you're by yourself, you're not connected to God, like to collective or energies around, you're not connected to other people. You're not seeing that these people are actually part of you and part of the whole thing. You have a different point of view. Then you're not understanding what are you doing here, man. You've been watching like whatever media gonna shove in your mind, and that's what you do. Like you get depressed and you do porn and you jerk off, and that's a good night for you. Good luck. They're sucking your energy, buddy, and it's out there. How they're sucking your energy? Exactly that. By the drugs, by the smoking, by the medications, by the masturbations, by the hookup culture, by the going after pleasure, not after purpose. Nobody have a desire to be who they are ever, or find their true purpose. Like, when do you find a person who's finding the true purpose? I want to be a doctor. I want to be a lawyer. I want to be like a pharmacist. I want to be,
be an astronaut.
Exactly. Isn't that what every motherfucker doing, though? And I'm sorry for cussing. but I mean, I want to stress on the point. Isn't that what everybody's doing, guys? Why do you want to be like everybody else?
Be yourself.
Yeah. Why you cannot think that because all the society is telling us, which is the devil, that when you take your path by yourself, you're going to fail.
Yeah.
Because believing and having faith is failure. And that is not true at all. Have faith in yourself, love yourself, and go for your potential. It doesn't change. That's the same route. Everybody who's been out of this took the same route. They loved themselves, they got their shit together, and they found whatever they want, and they left out the noise. Because there's always going to be noise, bro.
Yep.
There's always going to be shit around you. It doesn't change.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, sorry about that. Go ahead.
No, absolutely. I was just going to say that also comparing yourself to others is also another
Exactly. Perfect. Thank you. Yeah, 100%.
Path.
Yeah, you can get a psychopathic path. That's why, yeah.
Well, yeah.
It's like, why does he drive a Ferrari? And I don't know.
What color is my Ferrari?
Where's my Ferrari? What color is your Bugatti? Okay, say this joke. Okay, whatever.
I'm just trying to remember. Okay, so our other topic is... All right, sorry. Our other topic is discussing daily activities that happen to fall into the devil's hands.
Okay. Go ahead, brother.
Yeah, so I mean, there's plenty of them. I mean, obviously there's drugs, there's nightstands, there's just going to parties that have bad just ideas, whatever. But some things that most people don't think of is like for instance, one activity can be bad is actually like a good one is hunting.
What?
Hunting
is bad?
It depends on how you go with it.
Oh,
if you hunt and to feed a family, then it's good. If you hunt to kill and that's it.
For vanity, yeah.
Like you're just like hunting out deers, whatever, killing them, and my trophy, whatever.
And
trophy hunting. Discard the rest of the body. Like that's just
it's the most delicious stuff. I mean, okay.
Yeah,
you're
exactly.
Food,
that
is evil.
That is evil for sure.
Yeah. Another thing, actually, this is kind of extreme, but actually building a park. That I just kind of thought of this because when you build a park, sure, it has good benefits. but it depends on where you're building it. Like if like first you're building in a forest where there's like lots of like, you know, like animals living there.
Mhm.
You tear down their trees, you tear down their homes and everything. You ruin the soil, everything. You plant like a park there.
Mhm.
Like sure, it's for a good cause, but you ruin like, you know, animals, like
Mhm.
nature and everything.
Mhm.
That's like another like a big thing.
Mhm.
There's so many that a lot of people believe like, oh, it's for a good cause, but the act behind it isn't really, you know.
Yeah, it's
You know, something to look
unfortunately
forward
very
to.
sad.
Right.
It starts when you wake up, man. How do you fall in the devil? There's so many things. How did you start your day? Did you start your day correctly? Did you do a cold shower to understand the stress and resilience of, and actually, like starting your day with doing hot shower, cold shower, and then hot again. It doesn't have to go jumping in the hot in the cold, but also having cold shower for at least 10, 20, 30 days. It shows that have therapy, man. It relaxes you and make your body able to act towards stress. You're not panicking. You're not jumping into someone. You're not doing anything.
Yeah, it does actually clean your body better too.
Exactly,
So-
and it calm you. I don't know about that though, but it calm you though. It calm
Yeah.
your nervous system a lot more. Probably it could because it's good for your hair too.
Yeah.
And then you go from there, man. You go on your phone first thing we wake up.
Mhm.
You know, you go and see Instagram, and now Instagram is like it's a thirst trap. You know, just gonna see there, and they push like naked.
Or
Just to
People-
keep you on the
yeah.
app.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
push naked people that then you're not following them, bro. Come on, this
Yeah.
is weird. I don't know when Instagram. This is new though. Like they're acting like they're Facebook. You know, when they show you a feed of everything,
Yeah.
it's like all of a sudden it's like you get there and you see, oh, what is the most thing that pay most ad is? Of course, it's like the kind of guy, the
Yeah.
cam people or whatever. And then you see this like you flip your phone and there's a bunch of asses all over.
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
A bunch of
no,
butts,
yeah, definitely.
But-
Like obviously, some people will say like, oh, it's a good benefit because you reminded me that today's, you know, someone's birthday, and like, oh, I could give him a gift. You know, I could like give something special, but sure, it came out a good outcome,
Mhm.
but the action behind it was wrong because you
Yeah.
woke up. You were being extremely
Yeah.
lazy, just scrolling through your phone for hours on end.
You got on your phone 100%. You
Yeah.
put your head down, you got on your phone, you didn't do meditation, you didn't connect with the source, you didn't do any physical activity, you didn't have any sunlight. So of course you're gonna go back in the depressive mood. Of course you're gonna think you're alone. Of course you're gonna think your life is hell.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Because that's literally hell. You're looking down. That's literally hell. You know, you're looking down on everything that is more of a desire, more of
Yeah.
like in nature to us. That is, you're using it wrong.
Right,
You're
you're-
using your lust wrong. You're using your intuition wrong. You're
Yeah.
using your intellect wrong. You know, why most people, when you ask them, why do you want to do this? Why do you want to work this job? Like there is people that have passion for their job, but most of it do it for the reward.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You know, and what do you do for when it happened when you work for something you never get the reward, bro?
Mhm.
It's a lie. It's a freaking lie. I swear to God,
Yeah.
you never get the reward. If you're not doing something that you're passionate and love and provide value to the community around you, then you never get that. You're never
Yeah.
gonna get the reward. The reward
Sure.
doesn't come. It's the love you give. It's the benefit you give that then you're gonna receive. Like, and it's not even like wanting to receive. It's just something that you want to do, and it's like bilateral or like a collective or like as a result of of doing your own thing. You're gonna get folds more than what you were working for the word on something you hate. So why do you
Right.
choose misery though? Waking up, putting your phone because they don't know better.
Right.
They don't know that they have to meditate. You know what I mean? Everybody's talking about meditation. It's not a secret, right? Or like talking about praying. It's not a secret, right?
Mhm.
But again, how many people are doing it?
Right, and there's other ways of finding yourself too, other than meditation or praying. You just have to honestly try some new things that you think, oh, I might be scared to doing this. Like even something as simple as a sport,
Yeah.
that might like develop something that you never knew you had.
100%.
So
100%.
But prayer is a high
Yes,
priority.
no, yeah,
Absolutely.
prayer and meditation, they go hand in hand. Yeah, they're high
course,
priority,
right.
and that's, you have to ground yourself. You have to wake up, kill the body, kill that ego, work out. First thing when you try, just trying to go run, do push-ups.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, you don't have a space next to your bed to do like push-ups until you can do push-ups or crunches. Just break a sweat, take that shower, and then the body want to just go and run around and like make that coffee, make that stuff. No, sit down. Okay, we're gonna pray. and we're going to shut that thinking mind, and we're going to connect to the source of us, to that energy field that we're in. We're not going to look for our, desire or like lust, that is the major thing that is on top. No, it's the opposite, actually. That is the last thing. Actually, in this time and day and age where we're like people getting heightened and there's awareness going on. So it's for people like us, or people who are ahead of a lot of people for an awareness perspective. Actually, the point of you, which I know is going to sound crazy, the point of you actually getting after that lust, it's good for the experience, but that's not the point for us right now. The point for us is to help more people understand that this is not the way. That this is not like killing each other for profit, all that vanity, all that like glimpse, all that scarcity mindset of like there is limited resources, limited limited, no, we're living in an abundance. There is a lot of love, there is a lot of resources, there is a lot of potential in everyone. This is our mission. You can have fun with whatever, like the other sex or whatever, but that's not the point for us right now. And that's insane for me to realize that pretty soon. It's like, whoa, so I wasn't wrong, It's like going on the right path, but maybe from the wrong end. But in general, man, you need to ground yourself. You need to have that, grounding to prayer and to every day. That's why like some religion like Islam 5 times, in Christianity they have like a morning, night, they have like even priests like pray 5 times too in the So there is different, like even more, I don't know, but there is always that consistent amount for you to ground yourself, take your shoes off, ground yourself with the floor, and then shut your thinking mind. And that's what's supposed to happen when you're praying anyway.
Exactly.
So if you're not meditating, you're praying. If you're praying correctly, which is you're not supposed to think about anything else except the words you're saying, and to feel the feeling of God when he was trying to pursue or give you that part of the story that's supposed to teach you something, then that's the whole thing. Go ahead, buddy.
Let's go next topic. I should jump into what we're talking about right now.
Okay.
Sure. You want me to go to the next subject? Okay. So, what we do to get into the devil's trickery? So this could mean the diet or. Like
what's the next one? The next topic?
The one after that would be what daily activities we do to get out of the trickery.
Yeah. So we're just talking about that. Yeah. Obviously, prayer is a huge one.
Yeah.
But obviously, even though praying is good, you're not gonna. Don't overwhelm yourself by praying. It's supposed to be something you enjoy. It's supposed to be how you connect with your God and everything.
To give you clearance, pretty much, like
exactly.
Clearance,
but also like you have to have discipline, guys. Like you would not like praying, or you would not like meditate. Bro, I told you, it took me personally. Like I pray, right? But it took me personally 6 months of meditation to be able to shut that thinking mind off. I could not stop thinking. You know how insane that is? So it took me a while to understand that. So yes, you need discipline and you need structure. And as long as there is structure in a day, it is less probability that you will fail or get swayed or drift or get out of your path. But if there is no structure, you're not waking up, you're not working out, you don't have schedule, you don't have meetings, you don't have people hitting you up, you don't have things coming up all day, you're not hustling, you're not grinding, you're not doing your own thing for your true potential. But it doesn't have to be pain. You can do that when you're very comfortable. You can do that when you're very relaxed. It doesn't have to be like you have to work hard in the sun and physical. It doesn't matter. But the point is, use the body to serve the true purpose of your soul and your spirit and like collective. Go ahead.
Another thing, actually, meditation. It doesn't have to be just prayer. You could also do it while working out.
Yes.
Like you're in the mindset of meditating while like helping yourself. You're going out for a jog. You're lifting weights. What it may be. Maybe you're cooking. You're making a meal for yourself while you're still. You're still remembering everything. Like so many things. Just because you put yourself in a mindset, it makes it meditation. Like it doesn't have to be like just sitting in a room by yourself.
100%.
You can meditate within a group as well. That's probably the best way, because you can remind yourself, hey, by the way,
everybody's like calm. I should look at them and be calm myself too. I should not stop thinking about something.
If you see them drifting a little bit, kind of like, hey, let's slow down a little bit, and like bring them back into the meditation. Definitely.
Yeah. What's the next?
So
one?
I do want to ask though.
Yeah.
How long did it take you guys to find value in prayer? Like you, even though that you prayed, I had this stage where like, yeah, I prayed, but
Mm-hmm.
what is I mean, like, I never really focused on 100% focused on the prayer. I just mostly like didn't know what it was for until I realized well, prayer, you value it a different way. So what made you guys value prayer pretty much?
Okay. You can go ahead first, Ramiz, if you want to.
Yeah. So a lot of people, we live in a world where if we do something, we expect an outcome.
Mm-hmm.
So if we work, we get money. If we work out, we get muscles. If we pray, what do we get? What's the benefit?
Right.
And a lot of people look at that and they're like, prayer is not for me. There's no benefit for me.
It's the most benefit, honestly.
Exactly, but they don't realize it.
Yeah, because they never tasted it, and that's the whole point. So what prayer does is peace of mind.
Right.
It's literally that. Prayer gives me the peace of mind and guarantee and hope, pretty much, that this is not the end. Look, people have been through worse stuff, horrible stuff, and they came out fine. And like you go and like you ask, generally in praying or meditation, you're asking God for like, forgiveness or what do you want, or like you're demanding your like help through your true potential. Go ahead.
The one thing actually the book mentioned, the devil, when he was talking about ways to get out of his trickery, he said something that stood out to me that was extreme. He said, always don't just beg, demand what you want.
Yes.
Demand
Exactly.
what you want. Demand that
like
you get what you have.
Yes.
Yep.
Because when you do that, obviously it will take a very long time for you to get that because it depends on who you are as a person.
Yeah.
But the more you work towards it, the more not only are you getting that object or thing you want, you're also fixing yourself. You're fixing your meditation.
Your mentality,
you're fixing mentality.
Mm-hmm.
And then once you get it, you're going to realize, I don't need this. I want prayer. You pray more, demand more things. You keep praying, and it's just it's like a lifetime cycle.
Yes.
It goes on forever.
Yes.
Yeah.
And once you go through that hump of understanding how to create, how to manifest, how to ask for a determined thing, how to know that when you're going to do something, it's going to be the best shit because you're going to give it your all, and that God is with you on that, or like the source, the collective, because you're providing value, you're providing love, you're not like for the benefit of all and harm of none. That's our logo for this, and that's my ethos for my life, and I think for all of you too. And we're not taken from anybody else. We're not taken from the collective. We're providing value, So have strength in like doing the right thing. And it's so sad. The beautiful point from is that is actually put the good people are the weak, look like the weak people is like, no, I'm doing the correct thing in strength. Mm-hmm. I'm doing this because this is better. What you're doing is BS. What you're doing and drinking and that's thinking that's having fun and like wasting your life away, that is BS.
Yep.
You have to remember that this is one life. You only live for 70, 80 years.
If you're lucky, honestly, if you're lucky. My friend passed away in 34. I should have been dead at 23, and there is like, I'm saying, man, there's no guarantees. Like each breath. Go ahead, sorry.
Yeah, exactly. And this life is so limited.
Short, yeah.
Like people say, live to 100 years. Like the afterlife is gonna be 100 times longer than that. Like literally, they'll say you'll be in your grave 100 times
Tens
longer.
Of thousands of years.
Exactly. Yeah. And in the afterlife, you'll be in there eternal. Mm-hmm. Eternal is more than like 100,000 years. Like it's uncomputable. Like this life is so extremely small. And one way to compare it is, for instance, there was a little short story. Mm-hmm. Basically, there was a crew, like a campaign, like a bunch of people going out, walking through a desert, and they were exhausted, whatever. They see an oasis. Oasis, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's like a little small area with like grass and water in the middle of a desert.
Okay.
They come by here and say, all right, guys, relax a little bit. Go ahead, drink up, whatever. And just fill up with everything. And within about 20, 30 minutes, we'll leave. After 20, 30 minutes, half the people are so invested, like no, I want to stay here for good. This is where I want to live. But there's other people that are like, no, there's way better if we get to a town. Oh. This oasis is this life. It's so tiny, yet we're so like, oh, this is the best life in the world, like, it's amazing. I could do so much here, whatever. when in reality that town over has everything you need, like, and plus more.
Yeah.
So,
And
yeah.
you can also live it right now. Like, you don't need to go to heaven. You can live in heaven right now by just
Exactly.
practicing what we say, but by
Exactly.
giving love out. Because what is heaven? You know, it's like living in a place where everything you want you can get, you know, where you can manifest what you want. It's like, that sounds familiar, you know?
Right.
And what is hell? When somebody's like, oh, I feel like they're afraid, they're alone, they're going after their lust, they're going after their drugs, they're going after all that dense
Not having
energy.
any value in themselves.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So literally you can practice it in this life too.
Exactly.
So we are giving you the secret to happiness right now. So
Of course.
down.
Yes.
It is, but it's
Yeah.
funny that he said it's
It's not even a secret. It's
cliche.
out there.
Exactly. But see, man, who listens? That's the whole idea.
that's true.
Who really want to feel like, who really is not after that hot chick or after that good guy with a bag or whatever that social norms for these, you know, that they lose themselves or they lose their purpose and value for the purpose or like
Right.
for the persuasion or like for the, you know, the way to get something that is mostly lustful, that is not even like good for, like, why, you
Yeah,
know?
exactly.
Like, this is your goal, to be with that person. All the songs that we hear about it, I'm nothing without, then who the hell you are?
Exactly.
Exactly.
with
Like, without your money and your girls, your cars, who are you? Does it even matter?
thank you,
Yeah,
thank
yeah,
you.
Yeah, he's just a like generic talk piece. Like
He's just
a
another
generic dude.
person who knows how to
Yeah,
talk. That's it.
exactly. And it's like, if you're not poor and grateful to the death of everything you got, man, because we have more blessings than anybody else. Each one of us in general, when they look at ourselves, we have a lot to be grateful about, right?
Yep, exactly.
All the time, right? So,
Exactly.
I mean, why do you put your mind as like, I'm only going to be grateful if I got this girl. I'm only going to be grateful or express love if I got this money. Dude, then how much is love and grateful for you?
If
It's
you
so
get that-
small.
If you get it, then what are you gonna do afterwards? You gonna give up afterwards?
That's a good point. But
Yeah.
they wouldn't get it because they can't see anything out. They can't see
Exactly.
love and gratitude out of that, like, money bag and that hot chick or like that guy with money, whatever. They don't see out of that. They can't express love like right now. They
Yeah.
can't express gratefulness for being like such a brilliant mind sitting with us and actually discussing very different, relatable topics right now to kids our age, you know?
Yeah.
Right.
It's insane that you need something to be grateful for when you have everything to be grateful for right now.
Exactly.
And like honestly, 90% of the time when they do get all of that, they don't feel anything afterwards. They don't feel a sense of accomplishment or anything.
Yeah, because they got used to that dopamine hump. It's like they want that peak. I got this money, and then they go back to, like, what happened to people who win like the lottery? Most of them end in
they
dead
spend it.
or
They
They
don't
die.
even spend it right.
yeah,
or,
they
kill
die or
themselves.
broke. Yeah, pretty
Yeah.
much. So like overdose, suicide. But why? Because they're not prepared for that. So maybe God is not giving you what you want because you're not ready yet. You know, have you ever thought about that?
that's true.
You know,
That's
through
true.
my life experience, I have been through different phases and some stuff that I wished for or I wanted it, and it didn't really like pan out, and I went through other ways. But then when I got whatever I asked for like years ago, and then I was like, that is so dope, because if I got it over there, it would be destroyed, bro. It would, like, pew, you know, because I had no experience of handling that
Right.
responsibility, you know, and it's insane that people think, it's just, no, bro, you need to learn. What is the lesson? It's a lesson or a blessing. If there's no blessing, then there is a lesson need to be done. That's it. There's nothing else.
Next
We're
topic.
done. Next topic. Okay.
Yeah, one more thing.
we're
One more
actually done
topic?
with
The what's the finale topic? Last one.
Finale.
well, it's already something that we were talking about, and it's the what daily activities we would get at.
That's the last one.
Yeah.
Okay. What about going for it?
One before it is what we do to get into the devil's trickery.
We talked about that as
Yeah.
well. Yeah.
What? Yeah, that's also true. Yeah. What do we
Yeah.
do? Yeah.
I mean, you can conclude basically by saying like, yeah, like this book. I mean, it really opened up our minds. You
Mhm.
know, it
Agreed.
really showed us that the devil is not this all-powerful thing, this
Yes.
being that we assume. You know,
Mhm.
Right.
he has extremely visible weaknesses.
Mhm.
We could avoid him just by not doing anything.
Mhm.
But however, like he even says like the devil, he controls, I believe, 98%
98%
of people,
of human beings.
which is insane.
It's-
2% I hope I'm part of 2%. Like
we
all
are,
of
bro.
us.
We
I
are,
hope
bro.
so, yeah.
We are. Come on. But what we do? We're not masturbating. Hey, that's the next one. And then we're not drinking. We're not
masturbating,
doing
yeah.
drugs. We're not
Exactly.
smoking.
Right.
Yeah.
What else? Well, we only got to keep our mind clear to our potential.
Of
That's easy work. When you
Yeah.
already have the. Remember when he said, if you don't want to follow through my trap, you got to have a system that is in place that is
Right.
easy, that is very difficult for you to be drift from,
You
right?
gotta be organized with
Exactly, organized and what we have, like all religions, all societies, all places, they have like a structure, and like every religion, you just pray 5 times, you know,
Exactly.
for 100 days
We're
there's
always
structure.
busy.
Yes,
We're always busy.
we're always busy, but when
when
we
you
have,
have free time, yeah, you're gonna drift
that's
because
when you wanna like,
Yeah.
I
you're
know.
bored at home. You know, you see something, whatever. Like,
Pretty much, yeah. The devil is like as powerful as you make him. Pretty
Thank
much.
you.
Yeah.
As powerful as you fall to your temptation,
Exactly.
pretty much.
exactly,
Yeah,
exactly. Yeah, this book is honestly amazing.
amazing book.
You can find it on YouTube. It's so good. It's not even that long, honestly.
Yeah.
Just watch it, like listen to it in the car or anything.
Yeah,
It's so good, honestly.
I loved it too.
It would change your life.
it did mine, and I actually regret not knowing about this book when I was younger.
Exactly. You
And,
know.
and that's why we're doing this. You know, hopefully somebody can find it, and I'm trying to share it with everyone I know,
Right.
and hopefully someone can find it when they're younger and like evade these very obvious mistakes. But it took us a while to understand it.
Exactly.
And like make sense of it.
It took
yeah.
us a while. Imagine kids nowadays, you know.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, yeah.
It's
They have-
scary.
Yeah,
Scary stuff.
they're just like a lot of people that are like, well, yeah, obviously I know not to do that, but then like they don't know how to exactly tackle.
Yeah,
on how
that's
to
actually
not
good.
do
They
it.
don't have a
Yeah.
practical guide. Have
Yeah,
a structured
practical
day,
thing.
believe in yourself, meditate and pray. And God bless you all. Thank you so much for listening this week. We'll see you guys next week and hopefully a lot more. Thank you. See you in the next episode.